How's everybody doing today? It's September 13th. We're under a bit of a cloudy sky. We just had a little bit of rain. We're at the garden. Check that out. We're at the garden. We're still growing, but we've had some issues. We had really cold temperatures this week that was 1 or 2 degrees Celsius above us having a frost. So we're kind of getting to that sketchy point of the season where one night, one random sporadic night, we could get a frost and wipe all kinds of stuff out. So I'm at the garden today. We got a bunch of totes, got a coffee. A good buddy of mine just came to see me and he brought me a coffee. Now, saying that, I don't buy Tim Hortons coffee. We're boycotting Tim Hortons coffee because they just hire temporary foreign workers and they don't give Canadians jobs. So Tim Hortons, go fuck yourself. You'll never see another dollar on my money until you change your hiring practices. Anyways, rant over. So we're here today. We're going to harvest a whole bunch of stuff. So we're just going to go for a walk through the garden, see what's growing, see what's not growing. And yeah, let's do that. So here's a bit of an overview. Now, it's been about 25 degrees all week, even though it's been super cold at nighttime. So the benefit to that is at least things haven't totally died off. So we've got the Genovese basil. We're going to harvest that today. And when I get home and I process it all down, we're just going to remove all these yellowy leaves. But there's still lots of good basil in there. Thai basil, full of flowers, full of bees. That'll be fun to harvest because, well, I'm allergic to bees. The Swiss chard, the bush beans. You know what, guys? I planted these bush beans this year. I haven't eaten a single one. Not one bean off of these. Cilantro. It's a little past time, but there's still lots of green and stuff on here. So, but we'll probably harvest that cilantro maybe today, maybe not. There's all kinds of red, ripe peppers in there. That's all the peppers. So we're going to harvest some peppers. They're just kind of ticking along. They don't do well in the cold. They like the heat. So their growth is really going to slow down. We've got all the tomatoes. I've cut all the tops off. See? I've cut all the growth tips off. So the plants will not get any taller. They're just going to put all their energy into ripening all of the beautiful fruit that are still on these plants, because we're going to make spaghetti sauce with these. If you're new to the channel, you should really subscribe, because I'm going to show you how to make organic, homemade spaghetti sauce out of these San Marzanos, which are the #1 spaghetti sauce tomato in the world. So that's why we grow San Marzanos. Up here, we still have some tomatoes growing. Some of the plants like these, there's no fruit left on them. There's nothing left. So some of these plants are just done. But like, look at the stacks of tomatoes on here. Right? So they're still growing. Lots of cherry tomatoes. They're coming along. These are Tommy Toe. If you guys are looking for a really yummy variety of tomato, grow Tommy Toes. And they just grow. See, they just grow in these beautiful clusters. And they're not super small, so they're easy to manage and all the rest of that. We've got some of these beautiful blue chocolates. They're still growing, surprisingly. And we've cut all the growth tips off of those too. Over here, another thing we're harvesting today is all of these canary melons. See, canary melon. And they're fuzzy on the outside. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but just on the outside you can feel the fuzz. So we're gonna harvest all of these canary melons today, and I'm going to make fruit leather out of them. I ordered a bunch of silicone sheets for my dehydrator, so I'll show you guys how we're gonna do that. So if you've never had canary melon before, I've eaten lots of melons, because one of the things I do is every time I'm at the grocery store If they have a new type of fruit my children have never had before, I'll buy it. And so that's how I came across these canary melons. And if you like melons, I highly suggest you try picking up canary melons. Trust me, amazing. And then we have over here, look at these monsters. That is a banana melon. And if you want to know how big it is, there's my arm. Yeah, it really is that big. And it's like 8 inches across. So we're going to harvest the banana melons because the vines are all dying out. Powdery mildew. Check it out. See, the powdery mildew's gotten into the melon patch. And then, see? So we're going to harvest them. We're going to take them home. These are Santa Claus melons that have done absolutely fuck all this year. But they went in really late, so I am not surprised. What else we got? We got a couple of little watermelons. They're definitely not ripe yet. You can see the plant is starting to die off. And these melons are supposed to be like, I think they're Crimson Sweets. They're supposed to be like 20 pounders, 25 pounders. And these, you know, as you can see, are definitely not that big. We have our Blue Lake bush beans. And they're doing okay, finally. But the plants are sick, right? The plants are sick. So I'm just kind of harvesting these as I go. Normally I grow enough beans that I pressure can them at home for the whole winter. But the harvests this year on these beans have been nowhere near enough to even bother trying to can them. But isn't that a beautiful sight? Like, look at them all. They just hang like, yeah. So if you want a really productive pole bean, Blue Lake bush beans. Over here we have the Turkish eggplant. Let's see if we can get some in the picture. There. That's what they look like. And I harvested some last week, guys. Took them home, cooked them up. They're fucking disgusting. They're slimy and they were bitter. So I won't be growing those ever again. Blech. I didn't eat them. My kids didn't eat them. Yuck, gross. Here we have broccoli. Some of it's gone to flower, and I'm keeping those flowers because I'm going to harvest the seeds from them. And they're making all little heads of broccoli. I cut off a couple last week, took them home, eat them for supper. And it's making me more. So I'll cut off all these little heads, take them home with me so you can see where I cut them off. So we're going to take some broccoli home today. There's not much, but there's enough for a meal. My carrots are not doing really good this year, and that's definitely because of the rain issue that we've been having. So I don't know what kind of harvest we're going to get out of the carrots. Last year, as an example, we did a whole row, and I harvested approximately 960 carrots out of a 30-inch wide bed, 4 rows of carrots, 40 feet long. We harvested about 960 carrots. This year we only did half a row. That's where the onions were. We harvested those last week. So we're only doing half a row of carrots, but we're definitely not going to get the same sort of productivity as we had last year. Over here we've got our Brussels sprouts. Some of them are okay looking. Some of them are, you know, not so okay looking. But my kids don't eat them and they're just for me. So maybe I'll get a good couple of meals out of them. They're not ready yet. You can still see they're growing. Brussels sprouts are a cool weather plant. So they will basically just grow until the frost hits them, and then they don't give a shit. They just get sweeter. So if you've got Brussels sprouts, don't rush pulling those out of the ground. They'll be just fine. They don't care about the cold. And here's the leeks. And they need to come out real soon. As you can tell, camera picked that up. Yeah, see how the tip is starting to fade out, right? The tips are starting to go, but they're really starting to fill out. I can't even, I've got my tripod on, so it's hard to get that angle, but they're really starting to get full and thick. And we're going to be turning those into homemade potato leek soup. So if you are not subscribed here and you want to learn how to make the best potato leek soup you've ever eaten in your whole damn life, smash that subscribe button right now. And then when I make these, you can watch. So that's about it for this one. Just kind of showing you guys what's growing, what we're harvesting, what we're not going to grow next year. And so now I'm going to pound in a coffee and get my pruners, and we're going to start pulling all kinds of stuff out of these garden beds and taking it home. And we're going to probably fill up every one of these totes and head out. So I hope your garden is still growing. If it's winding down, I hope you have good luck with, processing all your food. Can it, dehydrate it, powder it. Don't forget, if you're harvesting things like beets, you can take your beet tops, wash them, run them through your dehydrator and then your blender and turn them into powders and eat those powders in your smoothies and your soups and stews. You don't just have to eat the bulbs of certain things, you know what I mean? So, try to incorporate everything you can harvest out of your garden one way or another into your diet, because, like carrots, you can eat your carrot tops, so you can make pesto out of it. So, just when you're harvesting, just keep those sort of things in mind, that, you can usually use most of the parts of your plants for some sort of food or another. So I hope that helps. Have an awesome day. Grow good food. I'll see you in the next one.